Hello, I wanted to quickly share something with you that someone pointed out to me, and it's what you can see on the screen. It's some kind of procedural way with the solidify modifier to create quick vases, different shapes, like bowls and vases. And I didn't notice was possible. And I know there's a way of like doing it with curves, but this one is quite simple and quick as well. And I wanted to share that with you quickly. It's a short video. It's really simple, and it can give some really interesting results. And it's quick and it's procedural. You can change them, change the shape and change the sizes of it. So I think that's quite fun. It might be not the best thing for like main pieces, but like for background stuff, if you need like fill a shelf or something, that could be quite interesting. And the way I found out about it was on one of my previous videos, the one with the cookie hanger for Render Weekly. Another user pointed out to me that I could have done the displacement, the texture of the cookie better, which was here. The link to his profile is in the description, so please give him a follow. He's doing some cool Blender videos as well. And so basically what it is that you can use vertex groups to affect the solidify modifier or even drive like a displacement. So that's what I basically played around with. So I didn't know, I just basically read his comment and then I just like, okay, I'm gonna try and see what it means. So I created like this really simple shape, created a few vertex groups, like added these edge loops to the vertex groups, and then used them in the solidify modifier. And I think actually the result is quite interesting. I think it could be used in a hard surface kind of modeling if you want to add some texture to body panels. And you can see if you play with the factor and with the vertex groups, you can create these kind of shapes. And if you add more edge loops to it and double them, then the shapes can be intensified. So I think it's an interesting way. And also like another, like you can see it on the screen, I also use the displacement beneath the solidify modifier. At the moment it's turned off, but again you use the same vertex groups to drive that, and then it creates a displacement from that. But here I added more edge loops to it and actually sharpened the crease, which is quite interesting. And that's all done with the solidify modifier. So it's procedural, you can like change the size of it. That's obviously, I've moved now the vertices, so that's not as procedural anymore. But anyway, so I thought I'll try like to go back to the beginning. I tried to show the vases. So I quickly model in like just a circle and then added edge loops to it, 3, because I wanted to like have a bottom, middle and the top bit to play with. I think if you want to do that, I would use less vertices in like the main circle if I model that, but I just did it quickly, so I didn't think of that. So I didn't create vertex groups for each of the edge loops I added in, and then I basically swapped them in the solidify modifier. And if you add you have to play with the thickness to get the different shapes, and that's it. It's basically, so I just duplicate a few, changed the vertex groups to different ones, added like two solidify modifiers, and created different shapes. So there's like many ways you can do that, play around with them, add 3, 2, 1, even more. You can try like whatever many you want. And I think it's quite interesting. So it quickly creates some interesting shapes of vases. So again, as I said in the beginning, if you need to fill some kind of shelves in the background or something, that could be a quick and fun way to do it. I know there's like a way of doing it with like curves, and like I think it's a screw modifier. I haven't done that, to be honest, but I do like that with the solidify modifier. And as you can see, like if you actually then apply it, you would have to clean up a little bit, but it's not not too much of a problem. So you get like nice shapes. And then obviously that's not procedural anymore. That's like now it's destroyed. But to get to this point is quite quick and fun, and I think it's a nice technique. And maybe there's like different ways it can be applied. What I'm doing now is like I want to visualize it a little bit better, because I also learned about my EV settings, because my EV settings weren't really good and I didn't like them. So I had like play around with that. Also, if anyone doesn't know it, you can access the Blender HDRIs within the Blender app, and then you can use the one that are in the look tab, and you can use them actually for rendering out as well. So that's how I just did it. So that's how you always use it. Like I really like the Blender ones, to be honest, and they're good enough for what these kind of quick previews that I want to do. So for my EV setup, I obviously turn on ambient occlusion, the bloom, screen space refraction, and I even turn on motion blur for this one. Probably that's not necessary. And in the film, I put it on transparent, so you don't get the background. Here I just added like a metallic, really simple material just to add more interest to that scene. And then in the ambient occlusion, I turn it up, so where the object touches the ground, it has like a better shadow, because that's what EV always bothers me. It's like this kind of floating thing. I also with the bloom, I played around with that as well. I just usually I just go with what looks best at that moment. It's probably not the best way to do, but that's how I go about it. I just darkened the main thing in the bottom and turn off the grid to have a look at it. I now added lights just to visualize, because I do like Eevee. And now that I looked a little bit more into how to set up Eevee better, I just wanna get it as nice looking possible. So I added two lights, one warm, one cold, have them like on opposite side to highlight the scene. And actually I'm quite happy with that. Obviously it probably can be better, and the material of the pots itself isn't great, but so yeah, that's it for this short little thing. So thank you for pointing that out to me. It was really a nice little exploration. It's not what you intended, like, because it was about the displacement of the cookie material to make it better, but by playing around I found this actually quite useful. And because I also did a different scene in a different video with like lots of vases and glasses, so I actually used it, and it was quite fun to do. So thank you, and I hope that was useful for anybody. Yeah, bye.